Hey, are you awake? Stupid question. I know you're awake. The light's on under your door. And you've done that thing where you walk around the room for an hour pretending you're not thinking about something. Yeah, I can hear it all through the wall. Your apartment isn't exactly soundproof. Sorry, that probably sounds creepy. And I promise I haven't been monitoring your emotional state like some kind of weird wildlife researcher. Mostly. Can you open the door for a second? I have something. Hi. Wow. You look. Actually, no. I'm not going to say tired. Everyone says tired. You look like you've been carrying too much for too long. That's different than tired. Anyway, before you say no, I made sandwiches and tea, and I may have stolen every blanket in the apartment, so would you like to join me for a rooftop picnic at midnight, like completely normal people do? See, I knew you'd make that face. It's a very reasonable face. This is objectively strange behavior, but it's already set up. And if you don't come with me, I'll have to eat 6 sandwiches by myself, which is a challenge I am prepared to accept. But I'd rather not. Come on, just for a little while. And if you hate it, we can come back downstairs. No pressure or expectations, just some fresh air. There. See? Not terrible. Actually kind of nice. The city always feels different at night. Like it finally stops trying to impress anyone. No traffic, crowds, or noise. Just lights. Tiny lights. Thousands of them. Careful. The blanket keeps trying to escape. I underestimated the wind again. I have my strengths. Outdoor engineering is not one of them. Tea? I remember which one you like. Not because I pay attention. Well, I do pay attention. It's just, you know what? Never mind. I am digging myself a hole. Here is your tea. You don't have to talk, by the way. I know there's usually a hidden rule behind things like this. You invite people somewhere because you want them to open up, to explain, to justify why you're having a hard time. But honestly, you don't owe me that explanation tonight, or to anyone. Sometimes things are just difficult, or sometimes you're exhausted. Sometimes life feels heavier than it should, and not every feeling arrives at a neat little summary attached to it. That's okay. You're allowed to be tired sometimes. You know, I don't think I've ever properly thanked you for being my roommate. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we've lived together for almost a year, and I should probably have gotten around to that sooner, but I mean it. When I moved in, I wasn't exactly good at being around people. Actually, that's being generous. I was terrible at it. I spent most of my day hiding in my room, avoiding conversations, and eye contact and basically everything. And you never pushed. You never treated me like I was broken or demanded I become more social. You just made space for me. And somehow that made it easier to come out of hiding. Little by little. Granted, little by little is still my preferred speed. I am basically a nervous woodland creature, but still. You were patient, and I noticed, even when I didn't know how to say it. Can I tell you, when I was setting all this up tonight, I almost talked myself out of it 3 separate times. Maybe 4. I kept thinking, this is weird. They're gonna think it's weird. Normal roommates do not build midnight picnics. Then I thought, maybe normal roommates don't, but maybe that's okay. Because you deserve at least one good evening where nobody expects anything from you. An evening where even the biggest decision is whether you want another sandwich. By the way, very good, you should. Surprisingly good. I accidentally succeeded. A rare and dangerous event. There it is. That laugh. I've been trying to get you to do that all week. You know, I miss it when you're having a hard time. Not because I need you to be cheerful or because you're responsible for anyone else's happiness. I just like hearing it. It reminds me you're still here, even when things feel overwhelming. You don't have to have everything figured out. You know that, right? You don't have to solve your entire future tonight. You don't have to carry every problem until it breaks your back. You don't have to earn rest or kindness and care. You're allowed to receive those things even on your worst days. Especially on your worst days. Look, over there. See that apartment building? There's someone watering plants at midnight. That can't be the ideal watering time. But they're doing it anyway. And somehow that makes me feel better. The world is full of people quietly trying their best. Doing imperfect things. Keeping plants alive. Making midnight picnics. Getting through difficult weeks. Maybe that's enough sometimes, just trying. Hey, can I sit a little closer? The wind is getting colder. And totally unrelated to that, I like being near you. Yes, that was smooth. Thank you for noticing. I'm branching out into honesty, and it's terrifying, but it is completely worth it. You know, I think people underestimate a moment like this. Nothing dramatic happens, no grand speeches, no life-changing revelations. Just 2 people sitting under the stars, sharing tea, sharing the same space, and making a difficult day a little less lonely. These moments matter a lot. And I really glad I got to share this one with you. So, another sandwich? Because emotional support is important. But emotional support with sandwiches is objectively superior.